Hi, I'm Ernie Shimizi for WVVH, and we have something exciting planned for you today. East End Volleyball, and we're with the man who started East End Volleyball, the director of the league, the founder, Richard Hylas. And Richard, what a pleasure to be with you. Thank you for inviting us again. VVH is your official TV station.
It's fun to be here. It's our 32nd year of running stuff. It's our second year of doing the TV shows, and we're coming up with some great new ideas. We hope to have some new camera angles for you. We have a new feature where we're going to interview the players during the tournament, and they're going to tell you ahead of time what their strategy is going to be, and then they're going to tell you in between the first and second game what's going on. So the people out there who aren't quite used to beach volleyball, you're going to get some inside tips, we hope.
Richard, East End Volleyball, this is a league you've started, which has taken off now. It's more than East End. Tell us a little bit.
When we started this whole thing, it was East End of Long Island. Now we've grown so big, it's actually East End of the country. We have top players from all over the country playing in our tournaments now. I told you a year ago when we saw you that the watch out that the top player came through our series, Phil Dalhouser, could win the Olympic gold medal. He actually did that in an exciting match there in Beijing, and he pulled it off. So he's just one of the guys that has come through our series to advance on to the higher levels, the pros. And I was actually down in Ocean City, Maryland at the AVP Pro Beach Volleyball Tour a couple of weeks ago, and we looked at the main draw of all the teams that were playing, and the 128 players that were playing, 33 of them had won one of our events on the way up into the Pro Tour.
Richard, you have a great website for our viewers who are interested in getting plugged into East End Volleyball. What would that be?
That's true. They could go to, the easiest thing to do is just go to Google and search for East End Volleyball, or you go to www.eevb, that's the abbreviation for eastendvolleyball.net, like a volleyball net. So it's eevb.net.
Right, stay with us. There's a lot of great action to follow. Women, followed by the men championships here at Long Beach. And Richard, you're going to be providing commentary throughout to give you, our viewers, an insight as to what's involved strategy-wise. So don't turn that dial. You're watching WVVH TV's coverage of East End Volleyball.
Rich Hylas, I'm with East End Volleyball. We're talking with Dana Fumey and Shayna Munson. We're doing something new in the telecast this year. We're going to have each of the teams give you an idea of what they're going to do strategy-wise. They're going to tell you, and this way you'll be able to follow on during the match. Because the other team hidden, they can't hear this, but when you see it, you're going to know in advance what's going on. Dana and Shayna, it's the first time you played these Canadian girls. They're smaller than a lot of the girls you played, but like you said, very scrappy. What do you think? What's your strategy? Who are you going to serve to? Who are you going to go at?
I think first of all, we're going to try to set each other tight on the net because they are smaller. So hopefully we'll be able to hit over them, hopefully they'll be back defending. And we're just going to try to hit a lot of balls. They run down every shot you make. So we're going to come out aggressive to hit. And then after that, depending on which side we're on, with the winds being a factor, then we'll make adjustments if we have to. But I think right away we'll start out just aggressive, setting tight and hitting hard.
Okay, so if you were playing a big, taller team, you would want to keep the ball off the net a lot more because they can reach up and block. But these two probably won't be blocking as much, or their block won't be as dominating, right, Shayna?
Right. A bigger team, you adjust your set. You don't set off that much.
How far off the net are we talking? And on the net?
For a bigger team, you're going to set maybe a foot off the net. A smaller team like these girls, we're going to set 50-50 so we can just hit high, swing over them. They're going to run down every shot, like Dana said. So we have to be aggressive and hit as hard as we can.
And 50-50 means the ball's actually partway into the other player's court. And so we're going to come back after the first game and see how the strategy's working and see what kind of adjustments they have to make. And we hope this helps you understand volleyball a little bit better. We're interviewing France and Vicky. They're going to be playing in the finals here against Shayna and Dana. Have you guys, you've never played this team before. They're big girls. They can hit the ball down. They're very big blocks. What's your strategy going to be as far as playing them? Do you know who you're going to serve first?
We're mostly going to be serving Shayna. Our strategy will change a little bit because it's very windy today, so we're going to aim a lot on our serves. We're going to have to be, they're tall, they have a good block, they have a good hit. We'll have to be quick defensively and accelerate the game a little bit more.
So do you plan on blocking them a lot, or are you going to let Franz run around the back and dig everything up? What's your strategy defensively that way?
Dig everything and be fast and see what the physically they are doing. And
So do you expect them to just be swinging away, or will you plan to have a block on every play?
maybe more defensively, I
Right.
think.
And how are you going to change when you play the wind? The wind is kind of blowing a little bit of an angle off the beach, but you will be serving into the wind sometimes.
That's our strategy, to serve into the wind, yes. And when we saw them play yesterday, their semis, they weren't hitting that much. They were mostly shooting, so I think we have to stay at the block in case they set each other very close, but be ready to peel quickly and be able to react to the ball. France is a very good defensive player, so she'll be able to, I'm sure, dig a lot of balls, and my job will be to be able to set her well so we can finish the point.
Okay, and there's a definite cross-court wind, and for those of you new to volleyball, if you're serving or hitting the ball into the wind with a little bit of topspin, it'll knock the ball right down to the ground. So the team serving to the left of the camera angle will have the advantage. It will actually, the team serving to the right of the camera angle will have the advantage of be serving into the wind. So that's what we're going to be looking for. We'll be back to talk to the girls after the first game and see what additions or what any changes have to make, and we'll keep you up to date on the strategy of beach volleyball.
Action about to get underway. First game will be 21 points. Women's Open Division Final for the championship. We're down to two precious teams. We started yesterday morning at 9 a.m. We're down to two. Starting up on the east side of the court as you face the ocean to your left, the number one seeded team at 6'0" from Long Beach, New York, Dana Fiume. At 6'2" from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Shayna Munson. Starting up on the west side of the court as you face the ocean to your right, the number 3 seeded team at 5'4" from Montreal, Canada, France Diot. And her partner at 5'6" from Montreal, Canada, Vicky Balian. Give it up for the girls at center court. Match getting underway. First game will be to 21 points. We'll play another one at 21 points. If each team wins one 21-point game, we'll have a tiebreaker to 15 for the championship. Trying conditions out there, folks, overcast and windy, but these are highly skilled players. France Diot back to serve. Game one. Jump serve is long of the deep line. Here's the first point of the match. It goes to Fiume and Munson. We're at 1-0. Shayna Munson, 1-0. Shayna Munson driving it down for the second point of the match. 2-0. We're game under 21 points. Shayna Munson, 2-0. Belly with a dink shot, but it's wide of the line. Score advances quickly to 3-0. We're in game under 21 points. Shayna Munson. Diot set back on the big block. We go to 4-0. Shayna Munson. France Diot with a nice cut shot, putting it past the block, cross court for their first point of the match. We're at 1-4. Game under 21 points. Vicky Balian back to serve, 1-4. Munson with a big hit, driving it on the deep line, 5-1. Dana Fumi at 5-1. Game won the 21 points. Franz Diot. Nice roll shot. Getting it off the defense for a point. We go to 2, serving 5. Note the players exchanging sides on the accumulation of 7 points. We do that in a 21-point game, whereby both sides feel the same sun and wind condition, and we got plenty of wind today. So we switch at 2, serving 5. Franz Diot from Montreal, Canada, 2, serving 5. Shayna Munson ripping it over the block for the point, 6, serving 2. Gals playing for a share of $5,000 in cash prizes, compliments of East End Volleyball, and 4C Totally Like to Go beverage. Diot, nice little cut shot, puts it past the block, inside the line. We're 3, serving 6. Vicky Ballion from Montreal, Canada, 3, serving 6. Munson, roll shot on the deep line, 7, is serving 3. Dana Fumi from Long Beach, New York, 7, serving 3. Diot, nice job on the roll shot, getting a piece of the block for the point, 4, serving 7. I'd like to remind you all we're on TV on WVVH, Hamptons Television. Smile for the camera. Heads up play, Fumi on 2. Takes a serve reception, rolls it over for a point. We're at 8, serving 4. Winners of this match will move on to the Big Shot Beach Volleyball Championships at Atlantic City, August 8th and 9th at Bally's, Atlantic City. Service ace down the line. 9, serving 4. We're game 1 to 21 points. We're at 9, serving 4. Dana Fumi and Shayna Munson over Franz Diot and Vicky Ballion. Shayna Munson. Munson dinking it off the block for a point. We go to 10, serving 4. And again, we'll have a side change. Game 1 to 21 points. Today's action also brought to you by Venus Swimwear and Native Eyewear, the official sunglasses of East End Volleyball. All sports, all polarized, Native Eyewear. Ballion with a nice left hand. And we have a correction on the score. The score is 6, serving 9. Or 6, serving 9. Vicky Ballion from Montreal, Canada, 6, serving 9. Dana Fumi ripping it cross court. 10, serving 6. Guys, we're up there and see a play you like. Let's make some noise. Good play. Big applause. We're at 10, serving 6. Service long on the deep line. Things tightening up. 7, serving 10. Game 1 to 21 points. Franz Diot. Munson ripping it down, 11, serving 7. Players on the East Coast competing here in Long Beach over the last 2 days. We have the women's final happening right here at center court. Diaz sent back on the big block. 12 serving 7. Dana Fumey putting up the force field and sending it back for a point. Shayna Munson, 12 serving 7. Diaz, nice roll shot, drops it just in front of the defense for a point. We're at 8 serving 12. Vicky Ballion. Vicky from Montreal, Canada. Sponsored by Live Volleyball Leagues in Montreal. Shayna Munson sending it straight over on 1 with no apologies. 13 serving 8. We'll have a side change. That's right, boys and girls, we're on TV on WVVH TV. Cablevision 78, Files Channel 14. So girls smile and guys suck it in. You're on TV. Back to the action at center court, 13 serving 8. Dana Fumey from Long Beach, New York with the serve. We're at 13 serving 8. Service ace in the deep court. Score moves to 14 serving 8. We're in game 1 to 21 points. A lion's share of $5,000 in cash prizes at stake. Dana Fumey. Dana, 2 successive aces. 5 serving, 15 serving 8, 15 serving 8. Fumey back to serve. Score now advancing to 16 serving 8. Dana Fumey. Fumey, 4 successive points, 3 on aces. We're at 17 serving 8. We're at game 1 to 21 points. This is the Women's Open Division Championship. Fumey this time cross court, but just wide of the line. That'll move the score to 9, serving 17. Shayna Munson, roll shot, puts it in front of the D for a point. 18 serving 9. We're at 18-9 in game number 1 to 21 points. Shayna Munson from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Heads up play, Vicky Ballion. Off the defense in the deep court. Score now moves to 10, serving 18. Top women players on the East Coast, all here in Long Beach over the last 2 days. Competing for a share of $5,000 in cash prizes. In addition, an automatic berth for the upcoming Big Shot Beach Volleyball Championships next weekend in Atlantic City at Bally's. Bronze Diot, 10 serving 18. Fumey with a nice ding shot, puts it over the block, down the line, into the deep court. We're at 19, serving 10. Game 1 to 21 points, Women's Open Division Final. The 2009 4C Totally Like to Go Beach Volleyball Open, happening right here in Long Beach, New York. Dana Fumey, 19, serving 10, game to 21. That serve is long of the deep line. We move to 11, serving 19. Vicky Ballion. Sponsored by the city of Verdun in Bromont in Canada. Shayna again down the line off the defense. We're at 20 serving 11. We're at game point. 20 serving 11 game point. Shayna Munson. Service ace. Let's hear it for the players at center court in game one. Give them a big hand. Final score in game one, 21-11. Dana Fumi and Shayna Munson defeat Franz Diot and Vicky Ballion in game one. That final score, 21-11.
Between game number 1 and game number 2, you had a problem in that game, it seemed like, with the big block. It seemed like they could hit over the top of your block. And what can you do about that? How can you change that?
I don't think it was much of them hitting on top of the block. I think they were playing smart. They were going for the holes. I think I'm going to be peeling a lot more in this set. And our biggest problem was passing. They were serving really well on this side, and the ball drops really well. It's very windy, so it's very much of a serving game.
If you're in the TV audience, you can't tell how windy it is here. The wind is howling. When Dana Fumi was serving into the wind, she got like 4 straight points and extremely tough serves. Yeah. Can you change? I mean, I noticed you changed sides at one point in the game. You actually were playing on different sides of the court. Does that really matter at all, or is that not a good strategy?
What do you mean, we switched?
You switched for at least one point.
Yeah, we can. Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
And this is like your first time playing together, or have you played together much before? Because I know you usually play with Ev Dancero. How much does that factor in?
Yeah. It's really a different game because we have more energy and we are faster together, ball control better, but it's different because defensively with big girls, it's different with the block.
Right. And it looked like it might have mattered on the serve a couple times when they served right down the middle and you're not sure who's going to take it. It seemed like there were mix-ups.
Yeah. We're going to talk a little bit more for that.
Okay, and one thing I'd like to point out, if you notice, both of these girls are completely covered in sand. It's not that they're not playing hard. They are scrambling all over the place, and they're going to give us a great show the second game. Between game number 1 and 2 with Shayna and Dana, you were kind of in control of that match. I would think that you wouldn't want to change too much. It seems like they couldn't stop your block, or you're hitting with their blocks, and you were just swinging away.
Well, that was kind of our game plan, but I think the most important thing was the serving. It's so windy, so being on one side of the court, you can really go all out, and the ball just flies over on the other side. So as long as we keep our serve going tough and keep controlling the ball like we are, we hopefully will win this 1 and 2.
Now, the worst thing you can do as someone being interviewed is steal my next question, because I was going to point out about how hard you were serving the ball, and when you're serving from this side into the wind, it's obviously you have a lot of control.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that we do use to our advantage a lot of times is we go for tough serves, and I mean they're a really strong serving team, but we tried to not let them serve as much, so we tried to set out the very first ball and get the ball back right away.
And I pointed out that they were completely covered with sand. You had them scrambling all over the place. You guys look like you haven't played that much yet.
We're just trying to control the ball, getting our feet there, getting stopped, passing. You know, Dana was doing a great job setting me. They were keeping the ball on me, and I was doing my best I could to side out, and it was working.
Well, lots of luck, and we'll see you after the next game.
First point of game number 2 to Fumi Munson. We're at 1 serving 0, game number 2. Shayna back to serve. Service ace. We're at 2 serving 0. 2 serving 0, game 2 to 21 points. Score moves to 3 serving 0. We got 2 successive aces. Incidentally, service into the wind, very, very difficult to serve receive. Shayna doing a good job serving it into the wind. 3 serving 0, game 2. Diot, nice play shot. Goes cross court into the corner for their first point of the match. Game 2, 1 serving 3. One serving 3, game 2 to 21 points. France Diot, one serving 3. Fiume ripping it deep court, 4-1. Today's action brought to you by 4C Totally Light To Go beverage. High energy sport drink from 4C. Service coming up a little short. The tape, we go to 2, serving 4. We're in game 2 to 21 points. Game 1 going to Fiume and Munson over Diot and Balian. Vicky Balian. Balian, left hand off the D for a point. We go to 3, serving 4. And we'll have a side change. We're game 2 to 21 points. Women's Open Division Final for the championship. This is the 2009 4C Totally Light To Go Beach Volleyball Open, happening here in Long Beach, New York. Vicky Balian from Montreal, Canada, 3, serving 4. Nice rally at center court. Gal showing some great defensive work at center court on both sides of the net. Point to Fiume and Munson, who are at 5, serving 3. Shayna Munson from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, 5, serving 3. Service is long on the deep line. Score moves to 4, serving 5. France Diat, 4, serving 5. Fiume dropping it in front of the D, a little cut shot for a point, 6, serving 4. We're game 2 to 21 points. You're watching the Women's Open Division Final for the championship and a lion's share of $5,000 in cash prizes. Dana Fiume, 6, serving 4. Diot, nice play, rolling it over the block into the deep court for a point. Score tightens to 5, serving 6. Women's Open Division Championship right here in Long Beach, New York. Brought to you by East End Volleyball and Bally's Atlantic City. Also brought to you by Ryder Sandals. Vicky Balian, 5, serving 6. Diot, nice roll shot. Dropping it in front of the D. We go to 6-6. I think he's tightening up in game number 2. 6, serving 6. Vicky Balian from Montreal, Canada. Shayna Munson looking for the deep line, but it's long of that line. Score moves to 7, serving 6. Diot and Balian with their first lead of the match. 7, serving 6. Munson rips it down the line, but wide of it. 8, serving 6. We'll have a side change. France Diot and Vicky Balian taking the lead at 8-6 over Dana Fiume and Shayna Munson. You're watching the Women's Open Division Final of the 2009 4C Totally Light To Go Open Beach Tournament happening here in Long Beach, New York. Brought to you by East End Volleyball. Vicky Ballion, 8 serving 6, game 2. Heads up play, Fumi on 1. Roll shot, deep court, 7 serving 8. Or game 2 to 21 points. Diot and Ballion needing to win this game to force a tiebreaker to 15.
Because we did so well.
Diot with a nice recovery. Ball getting caught up in the tape for a point. We move to 8 serving 8. Game 2 to 21 points. Shayna Munson, 8 serving 8. Service ace. Score now moves to 9-8. Fumi and Munson retake the lead. In game number 2, 9 serving 8. Shayna Munson. Service ace, 10-8. Munson piling on the points. 3 unanswered points. Or at 10 serving 8. Diot's roll shot gets caught up on the tape. Score moves to 11 serving 8. No service into the win. Much more difficult to serve. Shayna Munson.
Yeah, probably gonna. Do we? Well, the thing is, what time's our game? It's right after this. We brought it up.
Dana Fumi again on 2 with a heads-up play, 12-8.
She was asking if you wanted to order some.
For game 2 to 21 points, women's Open Division final. Gals battling for a share of $5,000 in cash prizes. Oh, a nasty serve down the line into the win. We go to 13 serving 8. We'll have a side change. This weekend's tournament drawing some of the top players on the East Coast. Here to Long Beach for the weekend. Shayna Munson from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, 13 serving 8. Diot, nice cut shot, putting it past the block for a point, 9, serving 13. Diot and Ballion needing this win to force a tiebreaker to 15. 9, serving 13. Munson drives it off the D for a point, 14 serving 8, 14 serving 8. Dana Fumi back to serve. Dana from Long Beach, New York, right at home.
Isn't it 14-9?
14 serving 8.
They switched it at 13-8. They sided out.
That one drops in for a point. That's for Diot and Ballion. Score now moves to 10 serving 14. We're in game 2 to 21 points. That one goes wide of the line. Point for Diot and Ballion, 11 serving 14. Game 2 to 21 points. Women's Open Division final. Happening right here in Center Court. Being telecast on WVVH TV, Channel 78 Cablevision, and Channel 14 Fios. Munson heads up play on 2 off the top of the tape, drives it on the deep line, 15, serving 11. Women's Open Division final. We're in game number 2 to 21 points. Fumi and Munson over Diot and Ballion were at 15, serving 11. Shayna. Diot, nice recovery. Finds the deep court for that point. We're at 12 serving 15. Franz Diot from Montreal, Canada. Sponsored by Live Volleyball Leagues of Montreal. Munson set back. Valiant with the block and the point. 13 serving 15. We'll have a side change. Things tightening up in game number 2. Diot and Valiant got to win this game to force a tiebreaker to 15. Franz Diot, 13 serving 15. Munson puts it down off the D for a point. 16 serving 13. Dana Fumey, 16 serving 13. Diot, nice recovery off the top of the tape. Takes it down the line for a point. We go to 14 serving 16. Things tightening up in game number 2. Women's Open Division final. The 2009 4C Totally Like to Go Beach Tournament. Happening here in Long Beach, New York. Also brought to you by East End Volleyball and Bally's Atlantic City. Vicky Valiant, we're at 14 serving 16. Dig shot is long on the deep line. Nice dig. Valiant with a good dig. The dig shot runs long on the deep line. We're at 17 serving 14. Shayna Munson. Shayna from Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Congratulations, guys.
Who won?
Salik.
Shayna again with a roll shot into the deep court off the defense for a point. That moves it to 18 serving 14. Closing in on game 2 and the championship. Shayna Munson. She's serving at 18 serving 14.
Yeah, but still fast. You know? I don't know.
Nice effort off the tough serve, but the ace moves the score to 19 serving 14. Game 2 for the championship. That one sails wide of the line. That'll move the score to 15 serving 19. Today's action also brought to you by Native Eyewear, the official sunglasses of East End Volleyball. All sports, all polarized, make it Native Eyewear. Franz Diot, 15, serving 19. Shayna ripping it off the defense in the deep court. We move to 20, serving 15. And with that, we'll have a side change. We have point match and championship point. Dana Fumey back to serve, championship point, 20 serving 15. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for the players at center court. Let's give them a big hand. Final score, 21-15. Dana Fumey and Shayna Munson defeat Franz Diot and Vicky Valiant for the Women's Open Division Championship. Congratulations to Dana Fumey and Shayna Munson. They will get a lion's share of $5,000 as well as an automatic berth to the upcoming Big Shot Beach Volleyball Championships happening in Atlantic City on August 8th and 9th at Bally's Atlantic City.
We're with our champions. What a match. You guys are amazing.
Oh, well, they're a great team, but with these conditions, it's really tough. And, we have a big advantage when we're serving on the good side, and we really took advantage of it. And we just had a good time. That second game was a lot closer than the first, so we had to pick our game up. They raised their level. We had to raise ours, so it felt good to win.
For those who are interested in this sport, who are enjoying it at home and want to get into it, would you recommend it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's not only fun, but it's a great way to stay in shape, and be outside. A lot of people come out here and sit and stuff, but if you want to be active, this is a great way to do it.
Well, congratulations. You both did it again. You were our champions last year.
2 in a row. We'll be back for next year, too.
Right, exactly. What's your next stop after this tournament?
We're going to an AVP event in Hermosa, California next week, and basically our whole month of August is filled up with AVP events. We'll be traveling around the country, so this is a good weekend for me to be home, Shayna to be here with me. We can train until we leave and then kick it in gear.
Now, do you guys have websites so your fans can keep in touch with what you're doing?
I do. It's just myname.com. It's just kind of like an online resume and where we're going to be and our results and stuff. So it's
Would
nice.
you give that to our viewers?
Yeah, it's just DanaFiume, DanaFiume.com, and just got pictures, the video from last year. We'll put the video up from this year too. So
Great. Well, congratulations to you both. You make it so exciting for all of us. Richard's here. Richard, join us a little bit, and isn't it great that they repeated last year's performance?
It's definitely fun. It's definitely fun to see them in here, and it's definitely a different day of playing. That wind was whipping out there today, and stuff, because you were down. I was watching. You were down at 2 points. You scored 2 on the bad side to tie it, and then you scored all 7 points serving into the wind. That turned the match right there.
Oh, yeah. The good side helps, and Shayna was serving at that time, so she went on a big run. First game I went on a big run, so it's just the way it goes.
Well, great work, guys. Thanks for making it exciting for us and for our viewers.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks.